Hi, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday Night Live. We just want to apologize. We know we're a minute late, but we are here and trying to get cinnamon rolls and all that stuff ready for camp. I've got Skane's girl working on the last two batches. We'll see if those make it to camp or not. We'll see how those look. But G's trying to get the lights so that you guys can see us and all that. All right, who's in here? Tiger, hello. My crooked little homestead, she made it in. Hey, Lucy. And so let's see what we got. I got to be careful how I knew that was coming. Your DJ voice. And so, hey, Lynn, what's going on, brother?
Is that better?
Yeah, I feel better now. So then let's see. Can I go up? I don't know. You may have to take over now. So here he is. He's in. That's everybody. Hey, guys. So, a lot this week.
Something's happening this week. I'm not sure.
Just happening.
Well, what happened last week?
What happened last week?
Similar stuff around the homestead.
Okay. So it was something.
What's the big news? What's the big news for the coming week?
So
hey, Charla.
Tomorrow we are heading out. Homestead Twins. What's up? Tomorrow we will be heading out. I will. And Skane's going to help me. I got to go pick up the beast, and he's going to help me. And we'll get the vendor tent set up and then get our tent set up and get the kitchen set up and all that stuff. So we'll be ready to cook for everybody this weekend. And then I think we decided just tonight what we're going to do. If you are out at Midwest Preparedness Project, we are going to have a special in our tent. And so we are going to fill a 5-gallon bucket and get 5% off of everything that you can put in there.
You got to buy the bucket. You don't get the bucket for free.
Oh, well, I guess you got to buy the bucket. But hey, good news. We can do the bucket for $6 versus 12.
Yeah.
So there's that. And so anyway, so we'll have the buckets and do that. Everybody's going to be able to fill up a little bit. That will include candy as well. And we've got a lot of good stuff for the menu too. You know, I never disappoint you guys. I might once in a while. I don't know. So we'll see. I have some stuff I'm not taking. I streamlined some stuff. But yeah, so we've got it going. We hope to see a lot of you there.
The seed exchange. Tell them about the seed exchange.
Same as usual. We will be doing the seed exchange on Friday night. I think it's after potluck. It's potluck Friday?
No, Saturday.
Saturday. So seed exchange is like after dinner on Friday. And I think I want to check the schedule. It's like 5 or 6 or something like that. So bring your plants, bring your seeds, anything that you guys want to swap, trade, all of that. We'll have all that stuff set up. I was hoping to go over a little bit of seed saving. If you guys want me to do that, I can absolutely do that. This is not a problem. And I could probably break it down in about 15 minutes and you guys would understand. So we can do that. But most of you, if you're bringing seeds, you know it.
Since Chuck's in here, let's fast forward. When's Kentucky Sustainable?
October 25th through the 27th.
So on October 25th, the Friday, Chuck will be doing his class on medical preparedness. $200, Chuck, I think is what it was a piece. Plus, if you're not into medical, you're more into the canning side of it. Somebody is going to be giving a class on canning 101.
Yep. If you guys are in Bowling Green, Kentucky, self-sustainable living, go over to their site and it's
Kentucky Sustainable
Living.com, right? They can go over there. And if not, if you go over to Grumpy Acres Farm on Facebook, there is the flyer there and there's a QR code. You can get in there and register. That class is only going to be $135. It is going to include lunch, and that will be provided by myself. So, I'm actually going to feed you.
And the medical class, you can burn yourself in the canning class and go wound care in Chuck's class.
There you go.
What a great combo, right?
Thanks, Chuck, for putting that up there. So, yeah, if you go to Kentucky Sustainable Living, go in there and sign up for any class you want.
Hey, heads up, folks. We're in the middle of a solar storm, and the internet, since we're using satellite internet, sometimes it will glitch out.
Mhm.
A lot of TV stations and radio stations are having problems right now.
Have been for weeks.
So if we get glitchy, that's what it is.
Mhm.
It's not going to be like last time where we just drop out all of a sudden. Last week, it was kind of weird the way that, or when it happened. We started talking about the land seizure stuff, and all of a sudden we got cut out. Nothing nefarious. Literally, as soon as it cut out, the rain was coming down in sheets. I mean, it was.
I was like, and I knew because I was like, oh, I got a headache. The barometer's changing, and sure enough, yeah, it was in sheets.
It rained hard enough in an hour that it refilled the 325 gallon IBC tote.
Yeah, so bad that a special somebody had to realign how many. Oh no, I guess that wasn't that week, was it? No, it wasn't. I was thinking, no, I'm sorry. My weeks are off.
She's watching Skeins do something to the...
Doing something she's not supposed to be doing. I did not give you those instructions. No. It's too late now. Just go ahead and cut.
Skeins,
it better be
one
fine.
of those kids in school that says...
That's why your cinnamon rolls never turn out the way they're supposed to. Well, that's not part of the recipe. Oh, man. So.
Skeins, can you say hi? Starla wants to know.
Oh, hey, y'all.
Did you guys hear that? She's over there. She's literally right in the middle of cutting cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
And she's not allowed to do two things at once because
she has a problem talking and then working at the same time. So what I'm trying to teach her is when you're doing pastries like that, it's okay to talk, but you have to be able to work and talk at the same time. Kind of like butchering. You have to be able to do both at the same time so that you, and not that I'm not saying she did anything bad or does anything bad, but she likes to look at you face to face and talk to you. And you just can't do that when you're working on pastries. Let's just put it this way.
If she ever starts talking to herself, she's not getting anything done on the homestead.
Oh, man. Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, Lucy said she's glad to hear that you made it here. So
getting back to the festivals. So Midwest Preparedness Festival is this weekend. Then Self-Reliance is 5 weeks away.
Yeah.
And then
before that one, we have Self-Reliance Festival, and I will be doing fermenting and that kind of thing out there. So we'll show everybody kind of demonstrations.
Demo.
So we'll show everybody what to do. So if you want to come over, we're actually going to do some St. Louis style coleslaw. But if you want to, you can turn into Kentucky coleslaw or Tennessee coleslaw. I don't care.
Lynn says paying attention while using a knife is kind of important.
You'd think.
Oh, man. Starla says she needs the Cash App money for Comfrey Sav and 20 more for the school class.
Oh, yeah. If you want to do that, just send it over. Don't you have my Cash App? I think you do. I can request it, but I don't know. I'll have to go back and what did she say? How much? Comfrey Sav and then 20, so 35.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's this. The lineup of speakers at Midwest Preparedness Festival this next week, pretty good. The headliner's Billy Bond from Permanent Pasture Farms, which is great. He finally coming back out.
Well, not just Billy Bond, Mr. Hacks himself.
Well, Hacks is going to be helping him with the butchering.
But Hacks is on there as a headliner.
Oh, is he?
He is.
Oh, I did not know
him
that.
and Billy are so cute. They're standing next to each other, old buds. Yeah. Works out well. Yeah.
Hey, Dorothy, how you doing?
Hey.
Just talking about the upcoming festival season. I've been thinking the one in Colorado.
You really liked that one.
I really liked it, but we stayed in Aurora.
No, we didn't stay in Aurora.
Yeah, we did.
No, we stayed. It wasn't. I'll have to look it up.
Well, we went and ate dinner, and
we may have eaten dinner in Aurora, but I do remember that Dale was saying. Well, I was actually talking to Lisa. And Lisa said, "Oh, be careful and don't go outside the hotel after 9 o'clock."
Because we're in Aurora.
Was it Aurora?
Yeah.
I thought it was somewhere else.
And it's gotten worse there. You guys hear about the Venezuelan gangs taking over apartment buildings and stuff? It's just crazy.
Mm-hmm. So if we go back, we may go ahead and take Dale and Lisa up on an air mattress just so we know we don't get shot.
Yeah.
But yeah. Craziness.
You're gonna be out there camp. Thank God the heat broke.
Yeah.
It's been kind of cold at night. I actually wore the beanie this morning while I was.
We were under 3 blankets last night.
Yeah.
My feet were so cold. I'm like, where's my wool socks? I put my wool socks on and then tucked them under G's legs because I'm like, I just can't.
And then she started snoring in my ear, and I couldn't get up at 3:30.
I'm sorry.
And you're the one. I got lectured yesterday by her and Mrs. Hacks up for a CPAP. And this is what I got to put up with the next night is she's snoring in my ear.
Yeah, this is, if you see my kitchen, Skanes testify to this. And she's like, tells me all the time, she's like, I don't know how you work this hard. When festivals come up, it is cooking, and you're tired. It is from, whatever time you wake up, 7, 8, 9, whatever. And then you got to get whatever is on that list done that day. And it doesn't matter if you're finished at one night was nice. No, do not put it in the stove yet.
Wait till I
get all of them done. Yep. And then, she's like, says I lost track of thought. But anyway, if you're in my kitchen, you would see there's a lot to getting the food ready for you guys. And I like to make sure that it's as fresh as possible. So there's a lot of work. I get tired. Sometimes the girl snores. I know what it is.
A lot of the time you snore. Oh yeah, I got to tell everybody to bed. Didn't find out. So we had to put Manny down Sunday night. It's probably one of the hardest things I've ever done, but it was long overdue. He was not doing well health wise. He got to where he couldn't stand up the last 3 days. He barely stand up, and Sunday he couldn't stand up at all, and he passed blood all over the floor, and so we had to do what had to be done. So, but we've got good plans for him. We're going to build a little food forest on top of him and we've got this wire.
My bench. Yeah. And
we're going to put out there.
And then Manny and I used to, especially when he was a puppy, we used to sit in underneath the trees and just watch everything in that thing.
Well, and there's two thoughts I've been having since Sunday night, two incidences. People have heard it. Some people already heard it, but first one was he was in Schutzen training. Schutzen is where they do the bite training. The guys with the big suits and the dog runs and jumps them and bites them. Well, they've got a whole competition for that. And he was about 6 months old when we got him into it, and it was about a 40-minute drive to where the training was. And every single time we would get about halfway there, and he would just all over the back seat, just everything he'd eaten for the last week. So like we're okay.
So anybody that knows between 50 highway and then you're going into Odessa. So those roads are so windy. It's just so bad. What was that? Was it 131? Yeah. I think it was 131. So if you take 50 to 131 to make it up north of 70, it was a nightmare for him. I felt so bad.
It was like the same 10-mile stretch. He always did it. Yeah. And we're like, okay, we won't feed him this morning. We'll make sure he doesn't have any food. He saved stuff up, and he would chuck it up all over the back seat. I'm sure those people at that one house, we shot in front of their house like 4 or 5 times.
Trying to clean it up.
I'll bet they thought we were a little weird. And then the other story is that the boy
recycle. Yep.
The boy loved his tennis balls, and I had a tennis ball slingshot. If you've got a dog that loves chasing balls, you need to get one of these, because you can launch it way further than you can throw it. And so the house that we used to live at had a big hill that ran down behind the house, and there was a frog pond down at the bottom. And so I would sit up at the top of the hill, and I would launch these balls down this hill, and they would go 100, 125 yards maybe.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
And they'd go that far, and he'd run down the hill and grab it, and he'd come back, and he would just do it. I mean, like an hour or more, he'd be doing it. But if it was hot, he'd all of a sudden he'd decide that he was hot, and I'd shoot the ball down there, and he'd go running towards the ball, and he'd zip right past the ball, and he would do a belly flop right into that frog pond, and it was all stagnant. It had duckweed in it.
The only way, I was thinking about this when you said that, the only way I ever got him to successfully complete the souk training, so which is like searching and that kind of thing, was to get the hot dog trail all the way down to the pond.
Really?
Yeah. So, because otherwise he'd be like, well, my food ran out. Okay, I'm going to go play. But if I got it down to the pond, then there was obviously a reward better than a frickin' piece of hot dog.
No, Starla Manfred was the German Shepherd.
Yeah.
He was the GSD.
Yeah.
He'd been with us. He was 13 years old.
2013 is when we got him. I've been working on the memorial. Yeah. I've been trying to figure it out. Yeah.
So he was 11 years, but he slipped on the ice about 6 years ago and tore his Achilles, or not his ACL.
ACL.
He tore his ACL, and the vet said it was a $5,000 surgery, and there was no guarantee that it was going to work. So we just let it go, and he did really well, but he would, as he got older, he would overdo it, and then he'd be laid up for 2 or 3 days. And in the wintertime, he used to lay right next to the stove with me sitting in the chair, him on the floor.
They'd both be moaning,
and we just start groaning because my hips, whenever it gets really cold, my hips really start hurting.
Both my partners complained. They were both grumpy.
Yeah. But, yeah, it was long overdue. And, the Homestead twins hit it right. It's hard, especially when you got to do it yourself, and it's a good companion.
And trust me, we had plenty of people they understood, and we had a lot of people in the community and the Corps that said that they would take care of it for us because they understood it was our dog and not their dog, and so they could do it maybe not easier, but without the pain that we would have. But because of the way things broke down, we owed this to him, so we needed to make sure that we took care of him. But
he's down on the backside of the pond. He used to love when we first moved in here, and he was still pretty mobile. He used to love walking down through the woods and going running in the woods and stuff. So I put him down there.
And the pond, he'd walk through the pond. That's how we knew how deep the pond was.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. He came out the first time. Oh my God, he smelled bad.
It was horrible. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Now we got border collies that go swimming.
Yep.
Yeah. But you know what? This is part of life. I was telling her though, that okay, put a one in the chat if you like your animals more than you like most people, because that's me. I seriously, my animals are more important to me than a lot of people, and it's not me being, not caring about people. It's just they're Juan. Look at Emma's so smart. Aleck. Put Juan in there. But
are you on
icing? And it's hard. It's hard when you got to do it yourself. And I was thinking about it. The animals that we've lost, when we first moved in, it was some of the sheep and stuff that had been long-term members of the flock, and that's kind of hard. Blackie and Baby, Gizmo died. That was really tough. But it keeps getting hard. The pain gets worse and worse and worse, but the ability to deal with it
gets better and
gets easier. Well, easier. I'm not going to say better. It gets easier. It's still hard, but I kind of scared. You ever feel like you're being tempered and you don't know why?
Yeah.
And some of the thoughts that have run through my head as to why I'm being tempered on this just really kind of concern me. Mm-hmm. With everything that's going on in the world, it kind of concerns me that
it's got to be packed.
I asked God to give me strength and temper me for anything that's going to happen, and He may be doing it, and just really kind of sobering if you want to know the truth. Yeah, Starla says her puppies are her kids.
Mm-hmm.
Lucy says, I had to go running out. My husband called and said there was a lot of yelling down the road where my grandsons were riding their three-wheeler. He thought the neighbors were fighting with him.
Oh.
Your neighbors better be careful, Lucy.
I wouldn't want to mess with that.
Starla says her kids are her puppies. Her puppies are her kids. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I just throw a little short. You want more?
What's funny about that, the animals look at you as their mom and dad. The baby ducks have bonded, and they come out, and this is the first duck flock I've been able to pet. I go in there in the cage with them, and they'll let me pet them and stuff, and they're really, really nice. And then the baby white turkey got let out of the brooder the other day. What's wrong? The baby white turkey got let out of the brooder the other day and now thinks Angela is her mama. Because anytime Angela walks out there and starts talking, he said, because of Manny. Which one? That one? Oh, yeah, the clicking. That's the part Angela misses the most about Manny, because he would go clicking around the house. And the thing about the clicking, so Angela and I have different views on the clicking. She misses it. The clicking for me at 5 o'clock in the morning when he started walking around the house, that was him looking. He needed to go pee.
That's how we knew he needed to go to the bathroom.
And he was trying to decide where he was going to do it. So I'd wake up at 5 and I would hear clicking right after I wake up. So I'm jumping out of bed. Come on, buddy. Come on. Let's go take a wee wee. I didn't say wee wee. He was a big boy. Hey, Gregory. There's this. We lost a corgi a while back. This summer, I had to put down a horse that we'd had for a while. Yeah,
that's tough too.
You know, and this is the side of homesteading.
It sucks
that a lot of people don't talk about. In fact, I can't think the big channels with.
I don't know that I've ever heard anybody really talk about it.
And I'm sure they have at some point, because I quit following a lot of the big channels.
Yeah,
you know, but this is one of the things that's hard about homesteading, especially if you're I still remember the very first animal that I had to put down. We had gotten
it was so tough.
A couple of goats, Belle and what was the other one's name?
I can't even remember. They came
Scout.
They came from.
It was Belle, Belle and Scout from
Deanna Rose Park.
Yeah, but Scout got what was it? Not bloat. Something else.
Yeah, it was bloat.
But she got a very bad case of bloat. She wasn't going to make it, and I had to put her down. She was the very first one, and that was really hard.
Oh my gosh, I would sit with her in the garage, and I was just trying to do everything we absolutely could. It was just miserable.
No, you're thinking the little black lamb.
Was that the one? Oh, it was after Scout. Yeah. That's how we figured out what bloat looked like. So that was just starting out. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. And that learning curve when you start homesteading
with hard.
Is hard emotionally.
Right.
How long did it take? We're still
learning.
We still accidentally name animals when we probably shouldn't.
We're trying to keep it better to Thanksgiving, Christmas, and that kind of thing, but it's not quite working out. We do lamb chop is about due.
Oh, Starla says Roots and Refuge has, but don't watch it anymore. Not after what I was told.
Right.
Yeah. So what Starla's talking about, I'm not gonna tell details of the situation.
You can't tell details.
Let's just put it this way: if you watch these homesteading channels long enough, the true nature of it will show through.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these channels people have seen, and they don't like what they saw. I'll talk about Justin Rhodes because he's the one that's very public. His fall from grace with a lot of people has been very public, right?
What he did to the haulers is absolutely terrible.
That's one of the reasons. One of the reasons why our channel is the way it is. Where, in fact, I was thinking about this the other day. If you watch a lot of our content, there's a lot of negative stuff going on around the homestead. We talk about a lot of,
but you have to talk about it.
Yeah, you have to be open and honest, right? And this is, you know,
your pasture does not look like it's supposed to. It happens. Your paddocks aren't built. You're moving. You're in the middle of moving. It happens. Okay, so you pull up somewhere, and yes, somebody from the outside might say, "This doesn't look right. How are they doing this?" Well, go talk. We've only been here 6 months. We've only been here a year.
But the difference.
Do not put the persona out.
Do not.
That everything is perfect, because it's not. And this is why a lot of people beat themselves up and say, "I could never homestead."
Right.
You absolutely can. We all fail. We call them failures. But they're also learning curves, and it's learning lessons, and you just figure it out from there. And then you have positive people that are like, don't worry about it if that paddock, that grass is not growing. Here's what you got to do. Have a gate and then graze everybody. Does it mean you're standing out there with them, observing them for an hour and a half, 2 hours? Yes, that's exactly what it means. Yeah. And so, you know, you got to do this stuff. It's important.
Well, and if you're someone like me, I kind of joke about it, but I seriously, I think I've got an undiagnosed case of mild OCD. And you can ask Angela.
Mild.
The old homestead looked pretty good. Mm-hmm. You know, we managed to keep it looking.
There's a reason why we got a pretty penny for that.
Yeah, we kept it looking really nice, but we also started off on the positive with a land that was semi taken care of.
Yeah.
Right. We move out here, and it hadn't been taken care of in 20 years, and now I understand why these other people in our circle, why their properties look the way they do, and they look chaotic. I mean, our place looks chaotic every single day.
Oh, I think anybody that had OCD would come in here and go, what the hell? So yeah, you're just it's a mess. But we all have our own different levels of what. The only ones that I have seen that can successfully pull off what they're doing for it not to be chaotic is Indiana Mike and his wife, his bride.
Yeah, but they're starting from scratch with the ability to.
Well, they still have the house they got to tear down and all that, but they were able. But they went at one project at a time, and so they're really good about doing that.
Yeah,
but they also don't have livestock.
The whole point, trying to imagine trying to build a house and having livestock.
No. I mean, we're kind of doing it. We're rehabbing, but kind of.
The whole point of this conversation is, though, number one, be authentic. Be truthful about it when you screw up. And if you're in a situation like we are and you screw up, share it with people. And I mean, doesn't mean tell everybody your secrets, but just let people know when you screw up. And number two, don't beat yourself up trying to make your garden look like some of these YouTube channels, because A, you don't have the money and time, and B, a lot of those people aren't showing you the real.
The fact is, their staff they're hiring back behind the camera.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if I had a team of 100 people sitting here and working my garden and my property and planning,
Skanes is volunteering. She just volunteered.
She's got to do her own thing. She's got a lot of stuff she's got to get done. But yeah, I mean, if I had people in here, my garden would look like Martha Stewart's too. And so my kitchen would look like Martha Stewart. And so, you know, it doesn't. I live in mine. I'm constantly working. I'm constantly doing that. I don't have I don't have the capability to pay somebody a salary so that they can keep everything clean. And all I have to do is say, okay, you get behind the camera and I'll cook. Yeah. I don't have that ability. So
Tiger says you can look at any of my videos and tell it's real such a mess.
We all are.
There's a guy. He's a prepper guy, and he's up in Utah or Nevada someplace, and he's a hillbilly. Mm-hmm. This guy is a hillbilly, and I watch him and I'm like, he's got like 100,000 subs. Uh-huh. His place looks like a wreck. Seriously, it looks like it looks worse than that place up on the hill.
How inspiring.
Well, I know, but he's genuine.
Well, so I'm saying, how inspiring.
The guy is 100% genuine. He talks about prepping. He talks about current events. Yeah. And he's successful because he's genuine.
Yeah.
You know,
I hadn't seen that one, but yeah, no, it makes a huge difference. But yeah, I don't know.
I think she lost track.
Are you good, Skanes?
I'm just seeing what I got left up, just making sure.
You got the cinnamon.
She was. You got the brown sugar. Looking down, you got really the butter. Curious.
Did you get the cream? You got the cream.
She was checking off everything.
Okay. Now y'all gonna get my cinnamon recipe.
Well, didn't you do a video about the cinnamon rolls?
I did, but she's doing the one for the fruit.
No.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a wee bit different.
So yeah, that's if you take anything away from the night, the whole idea of how you present yourself and and not getting wound up on certain things. You know, and trust me, I go nuts. I go nuts around here because it does not look. I spent how many hours out in the outbuilding?
Oh my gosh, like 3 days.
I spent.
Well, no, had half a day Friday. You started then. No, didn't you start some a little bit the day before, right?
No.
That week. I thought
Yeah,
you were
I did.
doing some stuff that week.
I started.
Because you found it on Monday and then started a little bit during the week. So I don't know those hours. It was after work. And then half the day Friday, you had to work, but then you came home, you went out and worked on the outbuilding all day, pretty much Saturday.
Well,
Jonathan helped you.
Between Friday and last night, I put in about 40 hours just cleaning the garage.
Well, I think you could actually count Jonathan's hours too. So however long he was out there,
yeah,
because he saved you some time.
The past 2 weekends, I've pulled a total of 2.5 tons of scrap metal out of that building. And then Saturday, I was so upset. I loaded about 1,400 pounds up into the truck, drove down there, and they were closed.
Luckily, Starla, she's not looking at her phone, and she's been screwing with me too tonight. She's like counting the flour, and she's like 1, 2, 3, and then all of a sudden I hear 15. Like, what the hell? Stop it. So,
but the outbuilding, I ought to take a video and show everybody.
See what Turning Gun says. So it's easy to bite off more than you can chew. I would almost say that, you see a vision, you've done it before. We're older. It doesn't come as fast as you think it's going to. We always have a 5-year plan. And so our 5-year plan usually now is turning into probably a 10-year plan.
It's a 7-year.
Okay. So I'm not mad at that. And, but it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and that's homesteading.
The garden, we put a lot of work into getting the infrastructure for the garden in.
Literally a neighbor came over, plowed everything up and did all that.
Yeah. And I'm talking the one out here.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This one.
Yeah.
Chris plowed all that.
No, he didn't. Cause I had the stuff down. Well, he plowed part of it.
Yeah.
But the point is, we were talking yesterday, I'm tearing all that stuff out. I'm tearing the whole thing out. I'm going to move over to a different part of the yard where there's not a whole bunch of Johnson grass
and turkeys and chickens.
I'm going to put a small garden plot in.
Okay.
And we're going to start over. We're going to start completely over next spring. And we're going to get a small plot, maybe 600 square feet, if that, just so we can get stuff going. Yeah. I mean, we used to get how many bushels of cucumbers and tomatoes? Oh
my gosh. I was giving stuff away at work. I was canning and selling and giving stuff away at work.
We maybe got a quart of tomatoes out there right now.
I don't even think so.
But we did get big red tomatoes, which we didn't get last year.
Well, yeah. And so the Amish paste and the Cherokee purples and all that came in great. The problem is there's no gate around it, and I have turkeys and chickens eating them. And now they've figured out that they can jump and how to make the lattice. We use cattle panels, and they've learned how to make that work to their advantage. So, yeah, not fantastic, but
okay. Starla says, I have a serious question. I know my security at my house is good, but my cellar is all cement, 10 feet underground with 1 foot over the top cement. There is no ventilation. Do you need it? Do I need it?
Are you going to? So if you're only storing, it's a root cellar. Every root cellar I've seen has had ventilation.
Well,
I could see there being some kind of issue there, but
what I would do
if you get shut in, there's no ventilation, you're kind of screwed.
Here's what I would do. I would have somebody come in and core 2-inch holes about 1 foot apart. On a, well, you see, you're down in Texas, so I would put them on the north side of the house, and then that way you can take PVC pipe and make one 3 feet long and the other one go all the way down to the ground on the inside. And what that'll do is the convection inside that cement basement will cause the air to circulate. As it rises up, it'll hit that where that 3 foot opening is. It'll suck it and pull it out, and then it'll draw the cooler air, the cooler shaded air down in the basement. But if it's 10 foot deep, I mean, it's probably going to stay 65, 70 degrees no matter how hot it gets there. So, you might be okay. I mean, with your doors and everything, it's not going to be airtight. The chances of suffocating, if that's what you're worried about, probably not that great. Are there no windows in it?
It's a root cellar. It's underground. Do you want to tell?
Well, is it a root cellar or is it a house cellar?
I thought she said root cellar.
No, it just says cellar.
That's
what us country. She's from the city, so she thinks basement. All right.
No, I didn't ask about windows. I automatically knew that she was talking about a root cellar.
Well, you don't know she's talking about it.
Well, I guess I don't.
Because
really
the old country in the country.
Anyway, move on to M, and Starla can answer whether or not. So you want to tell the story? M, do you know what this hat means? She says she loves it, and
I thought she was talking about the Marine Corps hat.
Nope, she said Yoda.
Oh,
and so, yeah, she may not. She may not know. She might. Oh, she does.
There's the.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at you with your shirt. We match. Didn't even notice.
Yeah.
You want to tell everybody else what that means?
Anybody that doesn't know the story behind the logo on the hat or the shirt, go ahead and say so in the chat if you don't know.
If you don't know, we'll share.
Yeah, but if everybody knows, I don't want to repeat the story.
Oh no, yeah. So yeah, got it.
Okay. Well, we're waiting. Not a basement, no window. Okay, so it's a
cellar
type of
yeah.
Thing. 2 doors, one at the top, stores, one's going in the cellar. All cement. Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about if you want root cellar type ventilation, do the coring and the different sized tubes. Around here, what they do is in the summertime, you close off one of them, and in the wintertime, you close off the other one because it creates circulation, so it keeps the humidity and everything at the right.
I need to go fix some real quick.
Okay, she's gonna go rescue.
No,
something.
it's just something she did that I thought. Oh, it's empty. Okay. You had a cricket. I thought you were trying to.
Oh.
No.
Okay, so Tiger wants to know the story. Okay, so this symbol right here,
I'm sorry.
which this shirt came
My
from
control
Ghost Design
freak has
Shop.
gone out.
So if you want, we have these for sale. But that symbol is the Arab letter Noon, Noon, with a little funky Arab thing on top of it. And that is their equivalent of our letter N. And whenever ISIS was going into northern Iraq and Syria back during the Obama years, they would roll into these towns and they would identify all the Christian houses, and they would paint this symbol on their door so they knew who the Christians were, so that they could tax them, and they would go in and beat them and take stuff from them because they were infidels. So the Arab Christians in the area took this symbol, which was a symbol of hate. It was a symbol of hate and tyranny. And they took this and they added the N stands for Nasrani. This is the Nasrani symbol, right? That's what it meant. And they added this never alone.
Can you? You probably see it better on your T-shirt than.
So it says never alone. So the Arab Christians said, as long as we're walking with God, we're never alone. So they turned this symbol of hate into a symbol of hope and love, and
within community.
In community. So I found the story about this 2014, 2015 time frame, maybe a little bit later. And I had it buried on my computer, and I found it about 1.5 years ago. And the whole idea, I started thinking about it. As long as you're walking with God, you're never alone. But also, as long as you've got community, you're never alone. So the idea works both on a spiritual and a material plane. And so I had a Ghost make the design up and put it on some shirts. We only sell these in the OD green so that you can wear it with your tactical gear. I don't want to sell it in any other color because this is a Christian warrior thing, right? As long as you're walking with God, you're never alone. And I want people to be able to wear it when it matters, when it truly matters. Mm-hmm. It always matters, but you guys understand what I mean.
And we've had so many veterans that come up and they see it and they're like, oh my gosh, I just have to have that t-shirt. Yeah. And then what's really fun is they see us at the next festival and they're like, you're never going to believe what happened. I was at the airport and I had my t-shirt on, or I had my hat on, and all of a sudden, people are hugging each other and talking to each other and just really fellowshipping. Is awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
So that's what the shirt's about. And like I said, we've got them for sale.
You can even go on to GrumpyAcresFarm.com and we've got them there.
Yep.
We just get them directly from Ghost and he can drop ship to you.
Ship it. Mm-hmm. But we've also got them for sale at the festivals.
Yeah. We always have some on hand. So, and if you need a special size, we know what to upcharge. Ghost keeps us on that. And then we can order that and have it drop ship. So,
and I haven't talked with you about this, but this is something I've been thinking about. I'm going to put this out to the crowd here. I want their opinion on this. So, with the world situation being like it is, very distinct possibility that we'll have service members going in harm's way, and if that happens, I'd like to do a fundraising drive where we can get a bunch of these printed off and donate them to some unit.
You think they can wear them? They definitely don't want to take them over there.
No, you know what? I want to get them into the hands of people that really need it.
Or want
or maybe
it would not be a need, it would be a want.
Or maybe just give it, maybe just like offer it, hey, if you're deploying, verify it and then we'll get something in your hand.
Well, I think what we'll need to do then is reach out. I need to figure out where my card is. I have a lifetime membership and VFW. And so I think what we'll need to do, I need to figure out where that card is. I'll just call National and get it sent over and pay the $10 to replace it. We need to get with our local VFW, and then they can give us a list of who's deploying where and that kind of thing, and then we can reach out from there.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
and then we can reach out from there. I think that's how we did the care packages and all that stuff. Remember?
Oh my God!
Yeah, 27. Was it 27 or 32? I can't even remember. 32 packages, like big, huge boxes. And I sent over. My brother was over in Syria. And I sent them over, like when they got there, the ones that who was it? He said that there was a group there that steals the packages. They stole a lot of the meat sticks and that kind of thing. Basically the rebels or whatever. But what they did get, that's right. They got 26 boxes or 24 boxes out of everything that I sent. And so he's like, what we did get, he's like, thank you, sister. I'm the most popular guy right now. He was
he was the most popular guy in his battalion. Well, the VFW, the Women's Auxiliary, did a fundraising drive.
Well, the football team stepped up. The Pee Wee football team.
And my gosh, there was, oh God, there had to be 100 pounds of just.
Oh, it was more than that.
Just peanut butter alone.
Oh yeah, and they were smart. They did the little individual peanut butter cups, and so yeah, no, it was perfect. And then, oh my gosh, the meat sticks, the amount of meat sticks, and that kind of thing. So if I remember correctly, the Pop Warner football team or Pee Wee, I don't know, I'm not sure what they called. And so the football team, because she was also in the Women's Auxiliary, and so they raised like some ungodly over $1,200. So I mean, we sent thousands of dollars over there. It was insane.
And she was part of that planning committee, and she made the mistake of asking me stuff for deployment. And so
I made the mistake. I knew you've been deployed. I've had to send it.
I told her everything. Didn't send any chewing tobacco like I suggested, though.
Oh, because we couldn't do that. The kids were raising the money. So.
Well, we could have got some chewing tobacco.
No.
But yeah, so I don't know. It was just something I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, we could do that, but I suggest we start with the VFW and not just go willy-nilly. Hey, here's a T-shirt.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
like I said,
there's a lot of stolen valor out there.
It was just, gee whiz, like
and stolen value mills. Did you know that
value mills being stolen?
You didn't hear that one?
No.
Kamala Harris. Are we ready to transition? Kamala Harris actually worked at McDonald's. She's just like Vance, just like JD Vance, and she knows what it is to work hard, even though her mother was a professor and she was in private school and all of that. And McDonald's has no record, so we are actually saying, so Waltz has stolen valor, which is also not true, and Kamala Harris has stolen value mill. So if you vote there, stop, don't laugh. You focus on the recipe. This case is over there ready to drop over. But yeah, so if you have stolen value mill and stolen valor, then you might want to think about going ahead and voting for the Democrat Party. I'm just saying.
Okay, can I talk a little bit of military right now?
Yes,
I know.
Go ahead. I'm gonna go check up.
I know a lot of you aren't former military. The people that are former military, if you're a Navy vet, put it in there because this is specifically about the Navy. All right.
So you have them all done now.
Come on, let's see.
So you're ready for frosting.
Kamala got a promotion. Put McDee's by dating Mary McCheese. Okay, that's funny, man. That's funny. So I was reading an article today, and they were talking about this new program that the Department of the Navy put out. It's called Get Real, Get Better, and part of the program is, and I got to pull it up because I got to tell you exactly. Oh, come on! I got to tell you exactly what it said. So it provides leaders and sailors the ability to self-assess and get better. Basically, instead of doing formal leadership, they're doing what are essentially criticism sessions, and where you self-criticize yourself and then you make it better. Okay, on the surface, that sounds really good. If you've ever been in the military, especially on a Navy ship, you know that does not work. But what's more nefarious about this, the Chinese communists and the Soviet communists, in fact, all the communist dictatorships used to do, and they still do, things called struggle sessions. And what a struggle session is you get up and you tell everybody how bad you are and what a bad comrade you are, and then everybody helps you become better. And I'm sorry, that's exactly what this Be Real, Get Better sounds like. It sounds like the modern day American socialist version of the struggle session. All right. Man, our military is still head and shoulders above everybody else. All right. That's just the truth. We will not lose a war because we can't out military people, but we may lose a war because we're going to be out people. You know, I hate to say that. Okay, they're still bagging on Kamala. LOL. She probably had more to do with that than the clown rock. You guys are terrible. Okay. Yeah, that's the general consensus there, Gregory. It does not sound like a winning proposition. You know, and the military's changed. And you know, you've always got somebody like me, somebody like Len, somebody like Hacks, the Hacks family, where we look at the military today and we go, Well, back when I was in the military, back in the old Corps, or back in the old Air Force or Navy, that's always the case. You know, things evolve, things change. But when I was in, and Len can attest to this, Len was sitting in the room and this happened. He heard this comment. I had just checked in to Marine Barracks 8th and I, and I was a corporal, and Len and a couple other guys were in my department with me. So we had an all hands NCO and enlisted meeting, or junior NCO enlisted meeting, sergeants and below. And so we all get in this big classroom, and they go, "We've got a problem. We've got people not showing up for duty." And what he was talking about was our unit was in charge of running the check-in desk at the mess hall, right? We had to check ID cards. People were not showing up for their duty. And so the sergeant gets up there and he goes, "What are we going to do about this?" This is sergeant asking the enlisted what we're going to do about people not showing up for their duties. And this guy that was sitting next to me, who used to be a friend, looks at me, he goes, "You want to take this? Or you want me to?" And he goes, I'll do it. He stands up, he goes, "Write them up. Leadership 101. Your people don't show up, they get in trouble. Period." The response from this sergeant was, whoa. We don't want to do that. Yeah, we do. We want to enforce discipline. So, and that was in 1992, 93, maybe. I don't know if you remember that, Len. You were sitting there along the wall with us. I still remember that to this day, clear as a bell, because it was the first time in my entire military career that I had ever heard an NCO say something like that. And they didn't write anybody up, and continued to have problems with people not showing up for their duty. And it's just this get real, get better just seems to be like that on steroids. You know, have a struggle session and let's work through why we're not behaving. No, just behave. It's your job. That's what you're paid for, right? That's how we've won wars since the country started, and that's how we're going to win wars in the future. Period. Okay. So thank you for putting up with my old timers Marine Corps story. Rabbit says, "My son just got out in the first part of 23. He said what is going on with the Army right now is absolute failure to produce soldiers." Yeah. I wish Trump had gone comma chameleon, but Comrade Kamala is also fact check true. Oh yeah. Okay, there's Len piping in. 93. I couldn't believe anybody didn't show up. Then I couldn't believe they didn't get nailed to the wall. Absolutely, man. You know. Oh goodness. But you know, I still have faith. There's still a lot of good people in the military, and one thing is for sure, that once a war starts, it's going to be a steep learning curve because we have to undo all the woke stuff. Hopefully we're able to get it straightened out before anything like permanently bad happens. You know, and this is one of those reasons why being involved with politics, not walking away because you're disgusted, is important right now. Because they say it all the time, but the last 3 elections have gotten progressively more and more important to the future of the country. And this one, you know, I try to be optimistic about it, but this one I honestly feel that if it goes a certain way, it will be the end of the republic. We'll still have the trappings of a republic, and we'll still have the trappings of a free country, but we won't be. I mean, we're not free. We're not as free now as we should be. But this is why we get involved. I mean, even if you don't like the guys at the top, you got to vote down ticket, because that matters more. That what you do down ticket is more important to your daily life than the people at the top of the ticket. Nuclear war aside, of course. But it's awful runny. Did she follow directions?
I'm on it. I I got her.
No, they've got 2, 4, 6, 8 dozen cinnamon rolls
Yeah,
they're making.
like that. 6, I think. 6.
This house is going to smell so good in about an hour.
When you walked in, yeah.
Better run. Oh yeah, M says it sounds like it's on purpose, and it is. It is on purpose. You know, these are. But here's the thing about it, and this is one thing that people need to understand. Holy moly! Come step around here.
And I already pulled a bunch out.
Step around here. You're not going to be able to see it like we can see it here, but she can show you graphically what she just showed me.
Shake it. Move the chair for me so I don't trip. Yeah.
So this came from the milk lady.
Right there is where the cream
Yeah,
starts.
you can't see it. See how it changes?
Yeah, where it changes.
Right there.
So the bottom is milk, the top is cream. And I already pulled off what we needed for the cinnamon rolls.
Get rid of the Fed and fiat money, and a lot of stuff goes away. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and the Fed is Marxism 101. Central banking is a core tenet of Marxism, right? And controlling access to money. That's one of the reasons why they're doing so much stuff to get rid of the small local banks. There's been an epidemic the last 2 or 3 years of banks closing, and nobody's reporting on it. And what happens whenever they close the local banks is it forces people to go to these big corporate banks who are more controlled by the Fed than the independent banks. Let's see here. Let's go back up. So Rabbit says, hang on. Oh, come on. Oh, shoot. There it goes. My son was one of those at Fort Irwin training and getting ready to deploy. He said most of the American forces would be unalived in any conflict. Yeah. Modern warfare is extremely deadly. Gregory Crystal, my dad was in the Navy during the mid-50s and would have a lot to say about what is going on in the armed forces today. Oh yeah, I heard it from the vets at the VFW. Rabid's son also trains South Africans, though. They don't have a problem with feelings of inclusions. They might survive. Yeah. Well, there's a very funny. Well, it's not funny, but it's just one of those ones where you read it and you're like, well, duh. Article about a lady that moved back to Africa and then was shocked by the way she was treated by the locals, because she thought she was going to go back to all the stuff that they have here. And I don't know if you've ever worked around Nigerians, the rank and file ones, you know, the regular people. Very hardworking, very honest. They expect people to do a good job. I worked at the hospital, and all the nurses that were from Africa did not like the locals, right? They just did not like them, you know. But it's a thing. It's a culture thing. It's a complete culture thing. And if you start talking about it, they try to label you racist, and it's not racism. It's all about culture. You know, the urban core culture runs across the gamut of all races. And, you know, somehow the ghetto culture has taken over, and the lower class blacks have become the spokespeople for an entire race, which does nobody justice. You know, they're not indicative of the nobility of many of the people in that community. Hey, Kristen's coming. Bella Whisper Farmstead. I'm assuming that you know. But yeah, Yoda. Anybody that's just come in, Yoda's helping Skanes do cinnamon rolls for the festival. But You know, so what else has been going on? There's all kinds of good stories. You know, I'm did not want to come on here the past couple of weeks. I've been very talked about a lot of negative stuff, and I really didn't want to talk about a lot of negative stuff. And what I did talk about, I wanted to keep rather light so that you know, we could come up with a solution, right? There's all kinds of election shenanigans going on. Gregory, I hate to leave, but have been gone a good share of the day and have to do some chores to do. Yep. And I'm gonna have to get off here in about 15 minutes because it's getting dark. I am not a big fan of daylight savings. I hate the time changes, but just it's getting dark at 8 o'clock now, and the animals, you know, I still need to get them out on the pasture, and I've got to start loading the trailer tonight. I've got to at least get some of it loaded. Do you want the tent stuff on in front of the sleeping tent, the camping stuff, or behind it?
Huh?
In other words, are we going to put the dump the tent stuff first, or set up the shop?
Yes.
Oh, so when they
You're coming back Wednesday, so we can put the
No. I have the beast with me tomorrow. I don't want to do that. I want everything. Stop. I want everything in there. You need to load the camping equipment in the truck if possible, the truck bed.
Okay.
And then if not, load it towards the front of the trailer, because as soon as I pull in, usually the staff is right there to help me unload.
Okay.
So, and they, like last time they were on it. So like Skane's like, okay, I guess I'll go ahead and head over and set up camp. So, yeah, so I'd like to do it that way.
I'll put all the stuff, because you're not taking coolers tomorrow.
No, I think what we decided, it'll be safer for the meet if I just grab that Thursday night right before the meeting. So we'll get everything set up, make sure it's set up by Thursday afternoon. We'll come back early, get the coolers loaded, get them, in the truck on ice and all that stuff, do the meeting, and then get more ice on the way back and all that. So,
oh yeah. Speaking of meetings.
Yeah.
Tell them, so the county commissioners.
You keep going. Let me make sure she's doing what she needs.
The county commissioners rescheduled the follow-on meeting from the one we had that we were talking about earlier. They scheduled it for this Thursday, the September 5th, which is fine. That's cool. But you know what that day is? That is the home opener for the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, there's going to be a ton of people that will. Number one, there's going to be a ton of people that don't come because they're not interested. Number two, some of the people that would normally come are going to stay home and watch the Chiefs play. You understand the area we live in, big time Kansas City Chiefs. Hey, Independent Minnie. Hey, see, I got it right. I got it right that time. Yeah, and then they got. We were talking with the Hacks yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I think it was, and they live up in Brown County, and they've got meetings scheduled at 9 a.m. next Monday. Now, who can make that? Show of hands. If you work, could you make a 9 o'clock on Monday morning meeting at the county courthouse? But all the meetings in Brown County are scheduled at times where it's very, very inopportune for people that actually work for a living, right? So it's just it's almost just like Em said up there earlier about the get better. It's almost as though they're doing this stuff on purpose, and we were talking about it, and I know what the complaint or the response back from the government's going to be. Well, if we don't do it during the day, we're going to have to do it in the evening. Well, then you do it during the evening, because let's be 100% truthful about it. You're a government employee. You do not do anything that produces wealth. Period. Now you might do what can be considered essential services. You might do that, but you're not doing anything that generates wealth. So everything that you do is taking taxpayer money out of their pocket, for better or worse. Civil servants work for the public. They should be available when the public's available. If you got to work till 7 p.m. so you can do a meeting at 7, then you come in later. You do something, or you work overtime, or whatever. I don't care. But these government officials need to understand that they work for the people, not the other way around. And this is coming from somebody who was a DOD employee. I was fully aware of where my money came from, and because of that, I tried to do a good job at what I did. The louder for the ones in the back. Let's see here. Turning guns. They might as well start voting on and passing bills on Friday nights. Oh wait, yeah. Len says he could reschedule. See, and that's one thing great about being self-employed or semi-self-employed. You do have that flexibility. Did I miss somebody coming in? Who's? Oh, hang on. I gotta scroll back up. I start talking. Oh, Grateful Hearts Ranch came in. Missed you. Sorry. Oh, you guys got anything you want to talk about now? This has all been me and Angela rambling on tonight. If you guys got any topics or any questions you want to talk about and bring up in front of the crew, feel free to post it. We will discuss almost anything that, well, if I get a ding from YouTube, it is what it is, right? Monkeypox. There's the next one, the monkeypox thing. All signs were pointing towards coming lockdowns. They went to that well once, and they're going to go to it again, plain and simple. Rabbit has a lot to talk about, mostly not human friendly, but he digresses. Oh, so now he's going to decide to throttle his stuff. Oh, by the way, Scanes, Rabbit says hello.
Oh, hey, Rabbit.
God, those stupid dogs. The dogs are very, very they're so aggressive and so forceful with the animals. When the animals are on the other side of the fence. But as soon as the animals are outside the fence, those dogs become great big giant weenies and do not do a good job. It's one of the things I need to start working on with them again is the whole herding aspect of it all. Who did the dirty with the monkey? I protect a group member, I'm sure. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think monkeypox is like AIDS. I don't think it came around the same way. Yeah, Tiger's absolutely right. When is something not being appropriate? Stop Rabbit from talking about it. But Rabbit, that's why we love you, man. We need you in here. We need you in here keeping it real so we can get better. The fact they're saying monkey is racist and one of the most racist things I've heard in a long time. But hang on a second, Independent. Okay, Starly, you take care. Get your rest. We need you to get better. You know, and that's first time I heard him use the word monkey, the phrase monkeypox. That's exactly what I thought the reaction was going to be. But surprisingly, it hasn't been. Surprisingly, they have absolutely no problem saying that. It just must be a selective outrage, right? Let's see. Oh, you know what else? Okay, I got to tell you guys. I got to tell you this. This occurred to me the other day. Why I do this? Why I do this channel? So, you know, the basic impetus is talking about freedoms and liberty and trying to get people to start thinking about it and how it affects their daily lives. And that was, I stated that very clearly whenever we started this channel. Fact is, there's a couple other reasons why I do these videos and we do these lives. Number one, like the walking videos. So those are nothing more than my internal monologue, right? These are conversations that I have with myself, and I bring them up with other people, and I take what's said by these other people and my own thoughts, and I get them out there in the public. And the reason why I got to do that, because if I sit on it and I don't share these thoughts with people, they drive me nuts. I start losing sleep. I become distracted. So it's a little bit of mental health by me talking about it and airing my opinions and telling these stories, right? The second alternative reason, and like I said, I still believe in all the ideas and concepts that we talk about. I completely 100% believe in them. But another reason why I do these things is I need a damn hobby, right? The working on the homestead and going to the daily grind just has never cut it for me. I've always been one of those guys I've always needed some sort of creative outlet, some sort of creative hobby. When I was a kid, it was plastic military models, and I could sit for hours. If I wasn't doing sports or doing homework or working, I'd sit there for hours by myself building plastic models. Then creative writing. I've done creative writing. I've got some short stories published on some forums, and I still write from time to time, just stupid stuff I enjoy writing about. And then I painted toy soldiers. Yes, I painted and played with toy soldiers for the longest time. You can ask her. For 20 plus years, I played with toy soldiers, but they were the little miniature soldiers this tall or 15 millimeter. But I painted them and I built scenery for the games and everything. And it got to the point where I was funding a $6,000 to $10,000 a year hobby budget by selling painted miniatures and built scenery to people.
You were even published in catalogs.
Yeah, in fact, if you go out on some of the online gaming miniature catalogs, they've still got some of my stuff I painted on their catalogs, and I haven't done that stuff for
years.
7-8 years now, because I got to the point where I couldn't see it, because I mean, seriously, 15 millimeter figure, I was basing them on pennies, and then I was painting them to great detail, right? So I need a hobby. So that's what the whole making the videos, and hopefully we're getting better at doing the videos, and we're providing a much better product. Because we always want to improve on our hobbies and stuff, right? Where we just want to get better at our craft. And so that's the main reason why I grind through these videos and I share these opinions with you. It's not because I think that I'm going to influence anybody. In fact, quite frankly, I'm nothing but a fart in the wind. Seriously, that's how important my opinions are. But hopefully, if we all get together and we all fart in the wind at the same time in the same direction, we can make a disturbance, right? Oh. See, I started running my gums.
That's all right. I got the goats and sheep are put away, and the turkeys and chicks and ducks and guineas.
Was white baby in there?
I did not look.
I'll go look.
She wasn't hollering for me when I was out there, and I was yelling for the dog. So she'll come up when it gets real dark. She'll come up and she'll be like, beep, 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 beep. She thinks for some reason she still lives in the house.
Independence says we move into the new house on Thursday. I cannot wait. I'll be able to do a little fall gardening too. Our neighbor keeps bees and has chickens. Hope he likes to barter. Oh, absolutely.
Nice, yeah.
Work it. Live that life done free.
Mm-hmm.
So Rabbit must have made a point. I missed everything. I was busy talking.
Yeah. Sorry. I also stepped on, I don't know where I got it, just FYI. Either chicken coop. I didn't really feel it until I came up from the coops and the pen. I ended up with a rusty look like a landscape tie that was bent in my shoe.
Oh,
almost in my foot.
they're out there.
Well, we need to get Chris's magnet over.
Okay, guys, listen. It's 8:15. I do got some work I got to do. Count Derpala with the popcorn, eating the popcorn. Oh, and it is that time of year.
Yes.
It is that time of year. The vendors are starting to send.
The kettle corn people are coming out too.
Oh, they're starting to send the tins.
Oh, are they?
Yep.
Ooh, are you gonna bring one home?
If we got any extra, there's one sitting upstairs that I've been eating on the past 3 or 4 work days.
Is the cheese still in there?
Yes, and I have fought myself. I have not pulled the center divider out.
Can
yet.
you just bring it to me?
I can't steal everybody's.
You're not stealing it. It was given to you.
Not
Somebody
to
else
me.
was eating it.
It went to finance.
Oh man. Huh? Timer on what? No, girl. It's been about 5. So, check it at 8:25 and just see where we're at.
So I do need to go get some work done. Do you want to stay and talk to him?
No, like I need to go over, and this is not a mess, but it's not as easy as it should be. The powdered sugar got a little hard, so she's having a sift.
Oh no.
Yeah, so sift and then measure and all of that, and then I was doing this. We didn't set the timer, so we need really 4 eyeballs over there. So
Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up. Think about what we said. Don't let the chaos of your property get to you, and don't think that you're alone if you don't have a property that looks like Martha Stewart's or Justin Rhodes. Okay,
yeah.
Plain and simple. There's a lot of illusion there. All right.
Independent Mini came in. I missed it.
Yep.
I'm so sorry. So
Favorite hobby is metal detecting.
oh,
you missed
over here.
you missed it, man. You missed it. I just metal detected 2.5 tons out of the outbuilding the past 2 weekends.
I'm thinking about the metal that's all in the ground.
Oh,
Like, that would be great.
oh, he'd go nuts out here.
He would. He'd be like, "What in the world is that?" But there's
It'd
some
be like-
fun stuff out there too.
It'd be like the movie Holes.
There's already holes everywhere. The chickens and turkeys have figured out who's stronger at digging the holes, and then
No, the
they're
dogs
like,
are the one digging them.
no, there's some dust. If that's true, then they're all working together, and all of them hate me.
Mm. Awesome. Okay, guys, you got anything to say before we close shop?
Well, tomorrow will be at least 1% better than you were today.
Remember that Midwest Preparedness Festival, if you're within driving distance of Clinton Lake and outside of Lawrence, Kansas, come out on Saturday. If you don't want to come out during the week and camp, come out on Saturday. You've got some great presentations. Hacks and Billy Bond are going to be doing their infamous strong bond method of butchering chickens.
Yeah, you guys will love it. This is so easy. I love this method. It's great.
There's a bunch of other great speakers. The seed exchange on Friday night, potluck on Saturday night, lots of good fellowship. If you live in the Bowling Green area or plan on going to Kentucky Sustainable Living at the end of August, you can sign up for Chuck Peoples Medical Wound Care and what was the second part? It's a wound
care
and closures. Wound care
yeah.
and closures
Mhm.
class, or you can sign up for this one's canning class.
We're
Canning
gonna do
101.
some fun stuff. We're gonna do coleslaw. We are like totally getting everybody off the ledge. Like, you guys are gonna love this. So it's getting done. We'll do some meat. I think I'm gonna put a recipe together. Maybe Sloppy Joe or something. I'm gonna try to work that one out. And then so I'm thinking we'll do that. And then we're gonna go ahead and do some coleslaw. Everybody says cabbage cannot be canned.
Hygie,
Yes, it can.
it is October 25th.
Mhm. Yeah.
October.
The classes are on October 25th.
Oh yeah, the class.
So if you go to KentuckySustainableLiving.com, you can sign up for the classes. In my class, you will be going away with a lot of stuff. Dissolvable labels, if nobody knows about that. Oh my gosh, it's great. And then you'll be going away with some of those. And then something that we can that day, and a whole lot of knowledge on water bathing and pressure canning. So I'm excited to see everybody there. I cannot wait to share everything with you guys. And I'm sure Chuck feels the same way. So
Yeah.
we try to make it very affordable on our end.
Well, we'll
so
be thinking
for
about
canning will be $135 per person. That will include lunch. Chuck says, did you figure out, was it
200.
confirmed 200? Chuck's class is 200. You will be walking away with some things as well. And lunch is also provided.
You took his Skanch took his class last year. What'd you think of it?
No, I didn't, but I wanted to.
Oh, I thought you
I
did.
was gonna get to take it.
Oh.
And then my mom died.
Yeah, her mom passed away, so she couldn't take the class. So
there's all that. Hope we see you next week.
it smells so good in here.
Yeah, it's starting to smell really good. Hope we see you here next Tuesday. If you want to support the channel, you stumbled along the channel or the video and you made it this far, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up, everybody. Let YouTube know you like this type of content, because it doesn't just help us, it helps other people doing the same type of content. And if you want to help the channel, maybe get some new gear. If you saw the camera I'm using, you'd laugh. If you want to help us get some new gear, go ahead and use the affiliate links.
I'm kind of thinking of like what All American is doing. So maybe every live I just have a recipe, like the recipe of the week or something like that. And then if y'all want it, we got to have X amount of super chats. And so they do the super chats, and then I'll reveal the recipe. Like, it was so fun last night. Huh?
Y'all should just do you know how they do the mass singer? Just do the mass homesteader.
The masked homesteader.
Everybody has to try to figure out who it is.
Oh, okay.
To donate, to put in there.
Oh, to figure out who it is. Yeah. I don't know. The recipes might be a little bit more.
Okay, guys. Till next week. Go out and live a life done free.
Bye, guys.
Right, take care.
Love you all.